So I'm going to go ahead and do this video. Probably going to do a whole series on this. MS stands for multiple sclerosis. It's a disease that I have. You may know someone that has it, although it is very rare. Only about 2.5 million people have it in the entire world. My particular cup of tea for it is called PPMS, permanent persistent. It is a rare form, so it's a rare disease, and I have the rarest form of it. But what it does, if you're unaware, multiple sclerosis is a autoimmune disease, and it attacks your fibers, your myelin. Think of it like your circuit board that controls all your muscles, and it slowly is like pouring water on your computer. It's slowly just killing off the circuit boards to where you can't manage your muscles. Now, most people that have MS, they have something called RRMS, relapse remitting, meaning it comes and it goes. You have good days, bad days, good years, bad years. You never know how it's going to hit. But mine is not ever lit up. I'm always on a constant downward trajectory. I do smoke. It's one of the things you're not supposed to do, but I have no vice left in this world that I'm not able to do. I can't drink because I can barely transfer from my wheelchair to the toilet, and I don't need to try to do that drunk. So, here's to you. My right hand, my right arm, I've got about 40% use of, and I am without pretty much any use. I got about 10% use of my left arm. It's fully contracted. I can still grip with my hand, but I can't reach out to do anything with it. I can only use it to kind of steady something that's directly up against my chest. On the Kursky disability scale, if you have MS, you're going to want to look into this, or if you know someone, you're going to want to look into this. It's a sliding scale from 0 to 10. I'm at an 8.5, and that basically means that I'm just shy of being bedridden. The only thing keeping me from being bedridden, one is I don't have a bed. I can't sleep in a bed. I can't sit up or get out of it. I sleep in a lift recliner, but the only thing keeping me from that is the fact that I still have decent enough strength in my right arm to help me transfer between a wheelchair and a recliner or the toilet or whatever I need to do. But my days of walking are over. My days of driving ended about 6 months ago. My days of working ended 2 years ago. I am on disability. There's a lot of great things you can do to help yourself when you get on disability. Look for things like the Advantage program with your Medicaid. And this whole series is not going to be about me talking about just this. So this is also going to be a diary of sorts. But just to kind of get this information out first, since this is the first video, I might as well go ahead and talk about it. You want to look into stuff. You can get the Meals on Wheels if you need help that way. Some of the charitable things will come and put bars in your house, grab bars around the toilet and bathtub, things like that. I have a personal caretaker that comes in 3 times a week for a total of 10 hours to do all my cleaning, my laundry, my cooking for the week, run errands, go get my medications. Luckily, right now, health care is pretty easy to do online or to do over the phone, so that's been a blessing, so I don't have to take these drives in a van where I pull up into it. But if you're going down this road, there's a lot of worry and uncertainty that you have. And it's a very scary place, and it put me in a very dark place for a long time. It wasn't until just a few months ago that I decided to make this YouTube channel that I started to pull myself up and out, because I finally found something that kind of gave me purpose throughout the week of something to do. Whether it was researching for the next topic I was going to talk about, or finding videos and clips and pictures and things to add to it, writing my scripts, shooting the video, upgrading my office that I have, and to get proper lighting and cameras and green screens and all this stuff. It's not an easy task to pull yourself up, to get out of the darkness. Depression comes on to many people for many different reasons. I still battle mine. I can go through a lot of my days used to the fact that I'm in a wheelchair, used to the fact that I'm going to struggle to go to the bathroom, and I've gotten so used to it that it doesn't remind me that my life is different because I've gotten used to it. But I'll have days like this morning where I get woken up to a phone call and I'm laying down in my recliner and I'm unable to get my remote that gets me up. It had fallen down between my side and the arm of the chair, and I couldn't, because of the way my arm is, I couldn't dig it out from underneath me for a good 5 minutes until I finally got just a little bit of a hole on the wire and was able to pull it up. And because I was in such a panic, and your muscles don't like to do what they're told to whenever you get stressed when you have MS, my legs had locked and I couldn't bend my knees. And so as I was sitting up in my chair, my heels were just dragging on the floor and I couldn't pull my feet up underneath me to try to get up. I had to call someone to get that, to come help me get up. I've got a life alert. I've fallen and I can't get up. Everyone laughs at that when the commercials first came out, and you've probably heard the joke, something along the lines, well, I actually had it. And I've had to hit that button, I think, 6 times in the last year. Anytime I fall, I'm unable to get up on my own. I can't sit up, I can't roll. Whatever position I fall in, I fall in. Again, that goes back to the stress, that, the panic that you just felt, and unable to control your muscles. Typically, once they get me up, which is a painful process in its own, although we've kind of figured out a good system to get me up. There's a thing called a body mover. It's a big canvas, like a stretcher. It's got nylon rings around it to where they can basically kind of tuck it under me or roll me on top of it, and then about 4 guys pick me up and then sit me up back in my chair, and then from there calm down for a moment, then I can stand up and they can pull this thing from out from underneath me. If you are having falling issues, this is something I recommend that you get. It'd be a lot easier than trying to jerk on you to get you to stand back up. I don't really know what to expect with this first video. I'm just kind of doing it off the top of my head. I just did a different welcoming video. I've already done 5 episodes of my Uncanceled history series, and I realized I never did like an introduction to who I was, so I did that. So that's why you see the same shirt. And you'll also see the same shirt on the next video, I think. I'm going to try and shoot it right after this for the next Uncanceled history video. Now, a lot of my fears of what's happening in my life is that scale. Like I said, I'm at an 8.5. 9.0 is bedridden. A 9.5 is bedridden, unable to move or do anything for myself, as well as losing the ability to communicate and swallow, where I would probably on a feeding tube or something along those lines. And there's no easy way to say this. I am not suicidal. I don't want to die. I don't want to leave anyone with the baggage that would come along with me taking my own life. Having said that, everyone knows, all my family knows, that eventually that is the way I'm going. I'm not going to do anything grotesque, like blow my head off, something like that, and have it be a big mess for people to clean up. It's very morbid. This is one of the reasons why I put that parental advisory thing at the start of this video, and start all these videos, because I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm going to be very candid about what I'm feeling. And my dad knows, my mom knows, my son knows. My poor son, he's 15 years old. Um, and he actually kind of called me out on it before I ever said anything about it. When I was explaining how bad things could get, he had said something along the lines of like, "Well, am I going to be the one that has to shoot you?" And that tore me up. I mean, that's not something he should have to worry about. Shouldn't even be thinking about. And um, with him, he lives in San Antonio. It's where I moved up here from, where I'm at now, in Oklahoma. And he's 15. He's about to be 16 in September. And with COVID, um, he's been able to come stay with me for a month, go home for a month, back and forth for the last year, and that'll continue through the summer. But once school starts up again, he'll be back in school, and I'll be back to seeing him the week of Thanksgiving, one of the 2 weeks of Christmas, spring break, and then 6 or 8 weeks during the summer. So 4 times throughout the year, for a grand total of 1, 2, 3, at the most 11 weeks. Whereas now, like I said, a month at a time, 6 months out of the year, it's 26 weeks. When I did live in San Antonio, I very rarely missed a weekend with him. I had him every weekend. I'd pick him up Friday night, keep him through Sunday, and it was only with his blessing that I moved up to Oklahoma, where I'm at now. Maybe sometime when he's here, I'll have him carry the camera around and kind of show you the place after it's properly cleaned. But my father got some land out here where he lives, and he offered to build me a house. And for the most part, I got to design it. He basically just told me, "Okay, I'm buying you a metal building. It's 40 by 26, 41 by 26, I think. And tell me how you want it laid out." There was a couple of things I knew I wanted. I wanted, first off, a 5 by 5 roll-in shower. No step, no nothing. Big enough for me now to get in and get out of, and big enough to accommodate a wheelchair when that time comes. With a rain shower head from above, wand and stuff on the wall, so I can grab it and try to shower. Of course, I have a bench inside there that I sit on. My wheelchair drives into it, and then I get out and pull the shower curtain around it to protect it from the water, but it's basically half in my shower as I'm taking a shower. No doors anywhere in my house. Every doorway is at least 4 feet wide. The kitchen, the light switches, the plugs for the house, everything is at, I believe, 39 inches. Anywhere between 39 and 43 inches, which is ADA requirements, American Disability Act. Now, of course, my dad wasn't required to do that, but we did it. My pantry has no doors. It's just a big, long wall. I want to say it's probably about 8 feet long, with multiple shelves. I probably am going to need a different refrigerator than the one I have. I've got a side-by-side, and with how I am now and the bulkiness of my chair, I can't really reach into it to grab things. Things have to be, my caretaker knows that for however many days she's going to be gone until the next visit, which is at most 3 days. I've got 2 shelves that I can easily reach, plus the door, so I got my breakfast and my lunches or whatever, kind of everything's pulled up to the front. Pretty easy grabbing, and then ice cream or something, those are all in the door. Anything that has to be prepared or stuff, those are out of my way in the back. It's just another easy way to set up. I haven't been able to cook anything in about a year. I have not been able. It's getting hard to even just microwave things. This scares me. And going back to my son, when he comes up here, he sees my downgrading. Each time he comes, he sees something new to it. And I've got space here. Originally, I wasn't sure if he was going to move up here or not. We had talked about it. So in my original plan, there was plans for a second bedroom. When he decided that he wasn't going to because of this COVID situation, there wasn't really a need to. We nixed it. I basically just opened up a larger living room. But I have a paved patio in the back that's big enough or bigger actually than my room to turn into a bed, to frame out and make into a bedroom should he choose to come back up here. And I know he's torn about wanting to come take care of me or help take care of me, be here for me, not knowing how much time I might have left, and trying to complete school. He had already changed schools in the last few years. He was doing really bad at a school that just wouldn't help him. He's got some ADD type issues. And the school he's at now, he's doing really good. When he was kept out of school this year, it fell off. So he's actually looking forward to going back to in-class teaching. And now I'm looking at the same thing where I can go back to school up here if he wants to come up here. But he doesn't want to change schools, and at the same time is torn because of the lengths of time. The longest period of time is going to be from spring break to summer, and summer to Thanksgiving. From Thanksgiving, Christmas, and spring break, it's all relatively close, even though each of those visits are only for a week, and we're pretty accommodated right now to doing 5 to 6 week visits. I really don't want to keep these too long. A little timer over here says I'm at 17 and a half minutes plus the intro, so probably close to about 18 right now. Hopefully someone out here is enjoying this. Enjoy is a bad word. Is going to find use for this. This is just me kind of laying things out to get started off with. As time goes by, this is going to be kind of like a diary or journal, telling stories about my life, documenting things for my son, anyone else who wants to read them, while also digging into my depression and my battles, my daily battles. So, if you do have questions, please drop me a line here in the comments, or you can email me at the email here, and I will respond as best as I can. Texting is really kind of hard to trying to type, so I'd have to get to a situation where I'm at my computer to respond to the emails. I have a Dragon program, so I can talk text versus trying to type things out with the keyboard. So until then, I do thank you. Please hit that subscribe button. If you would give a like, give a share. Anyone you know who's being afflicted with this disease, let them know they're not alone. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you.